So guess what? Once I was like, wait a minute, the incorporator has a lot of power. And I just don't believe that the third party or the registered agent that is incorporating the nonprofit for a client or a person should have those types of powers. So today I am tackling a common question that many people have when forming a nonprofit. And that is, does the incorporator have governing power over the organization? Now, this is especially important if you're working with a registered agent or a third party to file your nonprofit's state incorporation paperwork. So, first things first, what exactly is an incorporator? The incorporator is the person or entity that files your nonprofit's articles of incorporation with the state. This could be you, an attorney, or a registered agent service. Their job is pretty straightforward. They get the paperwork filed and then their role is done. So, what exactly is an incorporator actually stumped me because I know that an incorporator's main job, yes, is to handle the initial setup of your nonprofit. So, that involves filing the articles of incorporation. So, the incorporator submits the legal documents needed to officially form the nonprofit with the state. Of course, this makes the nonprofit legal. It's now a legal entity once that's done. Setting up initial bylaws. The incorporator can set up the initial bylaws. In some cases, you may want them to draft them. And of course, we know the bylaws are the rules that govern how your nonprofit will operate. Of course, hopefully, they would do this in collaboration with the board of directors, right? So that is one of their jobs as well. They also can appoint the initial board of directors. Yes, the incorporator. In some states, the incorporator actually is responsible for appointing the initial board of directors. Okay, right? Because the board of directors is who will take over governance once the nonprofit is established. And of course, incorporators sign the initial document. Right? They may need to sign certain documents to finalize the formation of the nonprofit. So guess what? Once I was like, wait a minute, the incorporator has a lot of power. And I just don't believe that the third party or the registered agent that is incorporating the nonprofit for a client or a person should have those types of powers. So I was really stumped. I'm thinking, no, the incorporator needs to be the person who's it was their idea to begin with to actually start the nonprofit. So in this case, say I'm the incorporator, I'm starting right, Pretty Bars Foundation. Beatrice Adams should be the incorporator. I don't care what third party I use. I want my name on there as the incorporator. But here's the thing, I just want to say this. And that's where I was stumped. So I just want to let you know there's always room for growth no matter how many times you do something. Every day should be a learning process. So this is what I want to just point out. Once these tasks are completed, the incorporator's role is essentially finished. Now, unless you are Beatrice Adams, I use myself as the incorporator, I'm on the board of directors with Pretty Paws Foundation, then I continue on because I'm on the board. But if you use a third party like an attorney or a registered agent to incorporate your nonprofit, the nonprofit at the state, once those tasks are completed, their role is essentially finished. They do not have ongoing management or control over the nonprofit. That's up to your board of directors. So I just want to point this out because this is where it clicked with me. It makes sense that the incorporator won't have any more power if you use a third party or registered agent, because though they may, for example, help you set up the initial bylaws, they typed them all out, they handed them over to you. Those bylaws are not official until the board of directors, officers, trustees, what have you, until those bylaws are adopted by the board, they are not official. So it's just paper. That's why I pointed out that when you are completing your tax exempt documentation in the previous video, when I mentioned that, you have to adopt those bylaws. So in short, the incorporator sets the stage for your nonprofit, but they don't run it. They're crucial for like getting things started, as I mentioned, but the day-to-day operations and governance, that's handled by the board of directors. And of course, whatever team they bring on as far as the day-to-day is concerned. Again, their role is simply to get your nonprofit legally established. And once that's done, it's the board of directors that takes the reins. The incorporator won't have any governing power unless they're also listed as a board of director or officer. But a third party, an attorney just who's just incorporating it for you, or a registered agent or statutory agent, as it's called in some states, if they're incorporating it for you, they don't have any governing power. So I hope that clears things up for you because it certainly has cleared things up for me. And if you're in the process of forming a nonprofit or you have more questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more tips on how to launch a successful nonprofit like a pro because, hey, I need you to subscribe so I can keep this going. I can keep bringing this information to you for free. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.